Hey guys, welcome back to another Flesh and Blood video. So I'm continuing my trend of playing some more Blitz. I'm honestly enjoying the format now a little bit more. I think part of that has to do with the fact that I'm in the mode of bettering myself, and so playing other formats is it's making me feel better about it. And plus, I think I have more knowledge about the game than I did when I first started playing Blitz, and so playing Blitz now seems a little bit more fun. I was playing Dash and Blitz today. I had a lot of fun. I just kind of threw together a list. I think it could be tweaked and tuned a little bit better, but I had a lot of fun. The games were really good and really close, and honestly, just not as high rolly as I thought it would be. So I enjoyed playing Blitz. Thanks for stopping by, guys. I hope you enjoy the video. I think I want to go first against Chain. Honestly. I don't think I really want Hope Merchant's Hood here, but I like everything else the way it's set up. They don't really have on-hit effects, so the blocking with our equipment is just kind of for value. And when I say value, I mean like numerical value. Load the barrel shot, arsenal the throttle, say go. So I can go Rotary Ram, throttle, high-speed impact, use the plasma barrel shot here, and then arsenal the payload. Or I always have the option of blocking with the payload here or the Rotary Ram. Either one seems decent. I'm happy to take a little bit of damage here. My life total is definitely a resource. I mean, our opponent does have some on-hit effects, so I don't think it's crazy to assume that they're going to... get boosted on the combat chain. Yeah, so I mean, like, Rotary Ram is a 0 for 3, so it's fine, but it's not great. Soul Shackle. Are they not going to banish anything? I mean... yeah, so they played the Plunder run here, and I have no interest in giving them an extra card to Arsenal here, so it's definitely just going to be blocking. Yeah, we'll boost. We'll hit a payload here. So we're going to come in for 6 because of the Teklo Pounder, which feels pretty good. They're going to throw Carrion Husk almost immediately. You love to see that. Yeah, Barrel Shot's only going to be for 3 here, which is a little disappointing, but at the same time, not the end of the world. Because we want to be using Barrel Shot. So going first actually gave us a really good turn where we were able to load Barrel Shot. Well, they're trying to keep their life total as high as they can. I mean, I could also just start trying to fatigue my opponent. Like, that is one of the upsides of playing Dash, is that you can just fatigue Chain. Now, it is admittedly not very easy to do. I've never really tried to do it in in Blitz before, but we would need to. I don't know. I'd need to really like. I would have needed to not taken 7 year to be on the. To be on the fatigue plan, and I really just don't think that's where we're at right now. So I'm hoping that the Goliath Gauntlet Payload will put us in a pretty good spot. So I just did a Blitz game with KO, OTK on turn 1. Billy, I'd like to think that we're friends, and I'm happy for you. But God, the sound of that just gives me cancer a little bit inside, honestly. God. Like, that's awesome, man, and I love that, like, stuff like that happens, but when stuff happens to that, like when that kind of stuff happens to me, I turn into a salty crybaby very quickly. I mean, this hand is not very good. Guess we'll take the 1 here. Like, Chain could have an insanely good turn. Yeah, so they have Swarming Gloomveil and Bounding Demagon here. So one's a 0 for 3 and one's a 0 for 4 with going in. As long as they have a non-attack action, they can play the Bounding Demagon. So they're going to Bounding Demagon for 4. You know, Sonata Arcanix is something that I wasn't even thinking about. I should be playing in... Should definitely be playing in my chain list. So I'm going to block with Crown here and bottom the Teklo Core to decide what kind of hand this is going to be for us. Like, we're still taking 2. We're going to go to 10. The Gloomveil is going to put us to 7. So it kind of depends on what the rest of their hand looks like. So I get to Throttle for 10 and then Payload for 6. So technically they don't have to block with any cards from their hand. And I get to block with a Zipper Hit here and put a High Speed Impact and another Zipper Hit on the bottom. So pitching a blue would have saved us 3 damage here. There is actually an attack action and a non-attack action in my deck. So as long as they determine that they're going to use Rosetta Thorn, which there's like a, I mean, I don't know what my opponent's going to do, but like they're using Rosetta Thorn, there's a very high chance they're going to block it. We're going to block 1. I'm going to block and take 3 and go to 6 here. Yeah, so I mean, I get to load the barrel shot so it's ready for next turn. And then... Yep, so we get to pitch this to load the barrel shot, crack Goliath Gauntlet, and come in for 10 go again. Now, the idea of taking 10 here, just I would kind of be blown away if it's something our opponent did. If they go low enough, we can consider using the Achilles Accelerator to barrel shot, because it'll be for 2, which will get an extra card out of their hand, but it is a risky proposition at best to do that, because then we have no AB and Thorn activation plus... so Grasp activation plus Thorn activation kills us. So they take 7, go to 7. Unless they have like a Sink Below or something. A lot of lists actually randomly play a Sink Below. 6 Dominate. If they block 3, that means they'll take 3 here and go to 4. Okay, so we're going to get a card out of their hand here, which is kind of nice. Which means they can do less with their shackle flips, and they can... And considering they only have 2 cards in hand, the only way they can kill us here is by having Sonata. It's just not possible to play an attack and a non-attack action and Thorn me. At least, not that I'm aware of. Well, I guess with Chain, it's actually different. Oh, they whiffed on their shackles, so they either kill us or they're dead. We have no AB, but our hand does block 12. So if all they can do is, like, even if they can... Like, they had to hit an attack there or a non-attack, because... So if they have Shadow Puppetry in hand and they hit a 1 cost... They could Thorn, but they still can't activate Grasp. Yeah, I don't know what us dying looks like here. Okay. And then if they have another attack action here, we'll block. Like, we have 9 block left. And now they're going to die to their own husk. They made the... So it's weird because I don't want to say that they made the same mistake I did last game, because I don't really feel like it was a mistake. I took a chance that I would hit virtually anything off of my shackles, and I didn't, and it just happened to my opponent. Okay, so I ended up getting game 1 against Chain. I ended up putting them in a spot where they go to 1, and they're either forced to kill me or lose to their husk. So... It's not that I forced their hand in that situation. It's that my crackback was just good enough to be able to let me take some damage and then put them in that spot. So it ended up letting me win the game. There towards the end of the game, you're hearing me talk about something that happened to me earlier in the night. I was playing Blitz Chain earlier, and I had taken damage against a Reinhardt to go to 2. Oh, excuse me. I had taken damage to go to 2 to be able to crack back for as much as humanly possible to try and win the game. And I stripped every card from their hand, put them to 2, and then wasn't able to kill them the following turn. So I died to my 2 Husk Blood Debt triggers over the course of the game. And I had whiffed on my shackles, and hitting anything on my shackles probably would have won me the game. So losing my opponent lost in the same situation where if they hit off their shackles, they probably end up winning the game and beating me there. So a little bit of a full circle is kind of what you hear me talking about. But putting our opponent low with Blood Debt cards and then just forcing them to take the Blood Debt damage is what ended up getting us there game 1. Wizard matchups. And so... Yeah, I like having the 2 blocks, the Crown and the Teklo Foundry Heart. Hope Merchant's Hood was just honestly in the deck that I found. I have no idea what matchup I'll ever want that in, honestly. So I'll probably just cut it for something else. And then Visiatronic model is really good. Visiatronic model just says AB2 basically. So I have AB4. I was like, I think I'm going second, so I think I want the. I think I want the Teklo Core. Like Teklo Core, there's just so much value in Teklo Core when you're going second with this deck. Like Teklo Core just like basically provides free barrel shots, and you get to have your hand anyway. Like has passed the turn, beginning of the end step. Okay, so I have 2 resources. So I think I'm just gonna load the barrel shot. And then oh, my opponent thought it was just like free for no reason. Interesting. So we'll come in for 4. Go again with the on-hit dominate here. Okay. We're going to go 5, go again off of the zipper hits. I'm going to go 2, get an equipment. Not that it matters. Like, nothing they... Like, this has blade break, but it doesn't matter. They go to 9. And then they're going to... Like, and then I'm coming in for 4 here with the barrel shot. I'm pretty perplexed by my opponent to take... Okay. Literally everything I did that turn. Interesting. So I can basically block with the Spark of Genius here and have a pretty good turn. Alright, now our opponent's making stuff happen here. Allows you to banish, gives the next attack action this turn, go again, and banish and draw 2 cards. Like, I'm not sleeping on Azalea. Like, I'm really not. The other option we have is to block with 0 to 60 and Spark of Genius. And then we can use the Teklo Core to... And you have no cards in your arsenal, you may load 1 face down. So I am going to go here and here. I'm going to keep my cards in my hand. I like the idea of having the blue to be able to payload and barrel shot in the same turn. Would be pretty solid, I feel like. So... Let's see, turn a face down card in your arsenal, face 1, opt 1, go again. Okay. Yeah, so I mean, the Pathing Helix, like, I just really don't want them to reload, honestly. It's kind of where I'm at. Now, if they attack with something else, like if they attack with the one that says, like, you lose, like, Searing Shot, like you lose a life kind of thing, I'm not really inclined to care about that. I mean, they also have Snapdragons to give something go again, but I do have my entire life total to play with here. So I really don't want to block this, but they get to reload. I know it has go again because it has higher power, but I don't know, like... So the cool thing is that even if they have red in the ledger here, red in the ledger, which it appears they do not. Man, I'm going to take 5 here. They're going to Snapdragons, and then they're going to... Okay. So we have our 2 resources. So... Yeah, so they wanted the Snapdragons. I was like, there's no way that they're not Snapdragons here. Like, they're not... that they're not going to use Snapdragons here. Alright. Like, I understand that in real life this wouldn't have been a problem. Then they pitch a Ravenous Rabble to play 3 of a kind, so they can only play cards from their arsenal. So now they have to activate... Put a card from your arsenal on the bottom of your deck. If you do, the top card... Oh, so... They're just memeing? So yeah, let's come in for 3. I'm going to get your equipment out of the way right here because it has to block. And then I'm going to come in for 8 Dominate. Which is pretty solid. Like, they could have, if you have no cards in your arsenal, you may put an arrow card from your hand face up into your arsenal. If you do draw a card, go again. Like, so they could have used Death Dealer there instead of just like doing nothing. I mean, I don't know. My opponent just said sad. Oh man. Okay, so game 2 we get Azalea, and I decide to go second. Me going second just gave me the tempo I needed to just like be really far ahead. I was the first person to really get to crack in and do any damage. And it just, my opponent took it all and went down to a single digit life total like turn 1, and it just honestly just put him so far behind. I blocked some on hit effects, and I still had a pretty good hand because because of Teklo Core. So I mean, it was just, or Teklo Pounder, I think, but I don't know. Like, it was just like it was. I don't know. Like, it was just going second put me so far ahead and gave me so much advantage in this match, and I ultimately think that's what won us the game here. I just don't really. Just don't really. I don't know. Like, it's just nice to see people who like to talk and and like to cut up. Like, that's one thing that I feel like a lot of the Magic community didn't really do a lot, is there wasn't a lot of haha, like humor kind of stuff. And I feel like you really get a lot of that in in Flesh and Blood. So our hand's honestly not bad because we can spark. Like, we could decide to spark if we wanted to. Use that and Accelerator to keep the turn going. I mean, honestly, my initial reaction is that I want to block with the Spark, and that I want to draw like a 2-drop here where I can, like, I want to draw a Throttle or something. But I'm more than likely just going to have to block with my entire hand. Like, the odds of me, I'm probably going to keep the, I'm going to keep the Teklo Core because it doesn't block. But besides that, I don't see myself keeping anything. I am going to block. I'm going to block with the high speed impact before I block with the 0 to 60. Just off of the back that it is better. Yeah, so this is one of those weird ones. I'm just going to take one here. They'll probably Ember Blade me here, if I had to guess. I'm going to block with high speed impact. 0 to 60 is just such a good card. Like, I hate taking damage on turn 1, but like, or on turn 0, but I mean, like, I don't know, like, I just... Like, I hate starting the game at 15, but like 0 to 60 is just one of the best going rate cards in my deck. So this is an awesome hand because we get to barrel shot. We get to crack Goliath Gauntlet here. Oh yeah, let's boost. So we're going to come in for 6 go again and on hit +3. The thing I love about Combustible Courier is that it's just virtually a 2 for 9. Like, the card is just so good. There's just so much value in playing Combustible Courier. So they are going to block 6. So I'm gonna play all of my cards here because barrel shot just gets better the more we play stuff. Hey, Mom, thanks for the like. I appreciate it. We'll come in for 4 here. Our opponent's going to go to 11, and then we're going to come in for 4 more with the barrel shot. Like, Dash can have very explosive hands, and this is why I wanted to go second, because I'm putting myself in a situation where I have the ability to just kind of have a bonkers turn. Like, now, again, I took 5 to kind of start the game here, but... They're going to give me Mask. Hey, I like totally okay with that exchange. Now, the downfall here is that if we ever draw like a maximum velocity, we're just not in a very good spot, but... So considering they don't have Mask, I'm kind of like just going to take this whole hand. Now, Vest of the First Fist does give them a decent option here. So I have Barrel Shot for free, and then I have Zipper Hit, Throttle, or actually I have High Speed Impact, activate Teklo Foundry Heart, and then I have Zipper Hit, Throttle, Barrel Shot for 3. So it's going to be 5, 9, 13, 16 point turn. Like, it's really not bad at all. They have 2 resources. Like, there's no Mask, there's no nothing to really threaten here. Or there's no anything, they're not threatening anything. I don't think they process that Blaze Headlong is not Draconic. It's red cards being played. Which, to be fair, if you're playing quickly and not paying attention, is something that can happen. And they're very, yeah, I can just tell our opponent just was not thinking there, and they just kind of played themselves. Yeah, so see, our opponent is, like, you can just tell they're confused. Yeah, and see, our opponent just... they're undoing without asking here. So, yeah, like, I mean, it is what it is. Like, I would have rather my opponent have asked before they undone that, because that's kind of one of those play mistakes. But I think we're so far ahead that it honestly just doesn't matter. I mean, yeah, I'm just going to take 4. You have an action point, but there's nothing to do. I mean, they could have played Emberblade and tried to do something, but... so we're going to load the barrel shot. Yep, so we're going to come in for 4 go again. I like the idea of having... I like the idea of having Yellow Throttle in my deck, because honestly, I'm not really sure... what else I play in that spot. So let's go 4 go again. And then we're going to go 5 go again. And then we're going to come in for 3 with the barrel shot. Now, we did get 2 free turns of barrel shot just because of Teklo Core, which is insanely awesome. So they block the zipper hit, but don't block that. That's weird, because now this is 5 dominate. Not that I think the dominate is super relevant here, but still, like, it is something to be that's worth mentioning. I ain't worried about it right now. So they block. They go to 2, and then I'm going to barrel shot for 3, which means I'm going to force another card out of their hand. Even if they had played a 3 block, they'd still be... They blocked for 3, they'd taken 2 and went to 3, and then this is still lethal. So I'm leaving my opponent with 1 card here. I'm leaving my opponent with 1 card, and I also have yet to block with my equipment. So even though the scoreboard says I'm up 6, I'm really up 11 because they've blocked with their equipment so far. So I think that, like, wow. All right, so I'm up 12. Like, that's one of the, like, things that I don't like about Ninja, is that when you're on the back foot, it's really hard to do anything. So if we go... Is there a Teklo Core left in the deck? There's 1 left in the deck, so as long as I don't boost over it, I'm fine. So I can go T-Bone, Spark of Genius for 0. Yeah. Like, the Overloop's not great, but... Or the other option is to not spark, and I get to barrel shot this way. I think I'd rather just do this. So I come in for 3 here. They have to throw their Tide Flippers, but it doesn't matter because it doesn't block anyway, so... Okay, and they're forced to block like that. I'm going to spark for 0 here. Because I can draw a card, pop Accelerator, and just keep on rolling here. And depending on what I draw will tell me what we're going to do with the rest of our turn. Because the fact that they had to block with 2 cards right there has automatically put me ahead. So I'm going to activate heart, go up to 4. I'm gonna hit the barrel shot 2 times, hit the load the barrel shot, come in with the 0 to 60 for 2. This will get a card out of their hand. They'll have nothing left. And they will die to the overloop here for 5, but we also had the barrel shot to come in for 3 there if we needed it. So we were going to get there regardless. You have to pass again, buddy. All right. Well, I mean, I don't know how to like private message that person on here. I don't think that's a function that I can do. So, I mean, I am gonna like probably post a video of the Dash games. I'm also gonna post a video of the chain games, but I'm gonna post them later this week. I want to be able to like kind of go back and sit down and analyze those games a little bit. Before I post them, because I felt like the games I was losing was like I was losing games just due to the nature of my poor play, if you want the truth. And so I really want a chance to be able to really sit down and watch those games and really reanalyze them before I make a video out of them and post them on YouTube. Because 2-3 is not an impressive record, but you know, honestly, I really like to post my bad videos too. Like, I don't know what my opponent is doing here. Yeah, I mean, I want the game to be over so I can play my next game. So, like, I don't know. Like, maybe they're not paying attention. They don't realize they have priority. Like, I don't know what they're doing. I think so game 3 was against Fi. Honestly, a pretty scary matchup. I was able to go second. I won the roll and went second and was able to really have the first crack and swing into the game, and I think that played a big role into it. Into my win there, because Blitz is like such a low life total format that, you know, like when you're able to grab tempo, you know, basically once, unless you whiff, you're in a winning position for most of the game. And so it's, you know, it felt good to be able to go second there. My opponent gave me a mask block pretty early. I felt like just to save some damage, really. There was no on-hit effects, I don't think. And so really, like, that opened up the game to like really force, like, I was never forced to block or forced to do anything, because I could just sit there and just kind of let them, you know, hit and do some damage that turn. And so I don't know, like, we got into a winning spot and they had all 2 blocks and we just ended up pushing over the top. So I mean, we ended up winning what I would consider an unfavorable matchup because of the die roll and some pretty good draws there. Hi, good luck, opponent. This will be interesting. I don't think I've only played against it once, and honestly, I rickrolled this matchup. But I am definitely going to go first here. Yeah, like the one time I played against this, I rickrolled this matchup. Honestly, it was pretty. It like I've only ever played against it once, and my opponent just wasn't able to set up or really do anything before anything could happen. I mean, so yeah, we'll pitch that. We'll arsenal this and pass. Now, this is an interesting hand. Okay, KO on Talshar is really fun. Are you still rolling people with KO, man? Whew. This is not great. I mean, if they're just playing aggro prism, like, why can't I have these rolls in our games? Well, don't get them all out of the way, man. You need to save some of those for Friday night so you can get me. Yeah, so it's kind of funny. Like, I wasn't, like, this doesn't have go again? No, yeah. It does have go again. It doesn't mean yellow cards have go again. It means illusionist cards have go again. Well, our opponent is packing heat right here. I mean, I'm gonna go to 10. I wish I had a popper here, but I'm gonna make do with what I got. Now, my turn is pretty effective. Yeah, I'm gonna boost. So I'm gonna come in for 8 here with Combustible Courier. And then I'm going to come in for 3 here. Now, they're probably just going to throw this in front of the... They're going to throw the footsteps in front of this and pay the 1. So they're going to go to 18 here. Swing big, win for 20. For win for 20. Oh, my gosh, dude. That is... Like, that's so incredibly just unfair. Like, that honestly just sounds like cheating to me. Like, when you describe that to me, that just sounds ridiculous. And let's go barrel shot. So we'll barrel shot for 3. We put our opponent to 15. We're going to arsenal our other Combustible Courier. There is no way to do it all here, sadly. Big Sag. So we go Combustible Courier for 6. And then we go Heart into High Speed Impact, Arsenal to maximum velocity. Like, hitting both of our Combustible Couriers early is really solid for us. What do you mean unfair? I just Bellowing Mirage into a 6 with ready to roll. It's luck. I mean, listen. I'm just saying. Like, luck or not, it's broken. Oh, the fact that they can just Soul Shield this is pretty good. So... I mean, the idea of getting maximum velocity off is awesome, but I don't know how to consistently make that happen here. Straight up. Like, without like if I had a Teklo Core out, I'd just jam it. I'd just say, okay, like stop me. Like I would just like, but now I'm gonna arsenal the high speed impact, and oh, of course I hit another 0. That was like, I think it's right to boost here because I'm forcing my opponent to decide what they want to do.
What does the right bumper do?
All right, so my opponent's trying to fatigue me here, so I'm still gonna arsenal the high speed impact. So Ode to Wrath is really good because it's 1+1, which means we take 2 and go to 8 here.
So when I'm triggering, am I shooting bullets or am I healing? Yeah.
See, this is tough because so I can load barrel shot with this, pitch maximum velocity to high speed impact, pitch zipper hit to overloop for 5, so it's going to be for 9 and then for 3. It's actually going to be for, so it's for 12, which means it's really going to be for 14. Okay, so I think the better option here yeah, so I like this option a lot better. We're going to come in for 7. God, stop boosting over those 0s. Good lord, we need those in our deck. Obviously, my deck didn't get the memo, though. Bro, like, what? Okay, so... Alright, so we're coming in for 7. I mean, now our opponent, like, I don't even know what they undid. So... I'm going to spark for 0 here. I'm going to pop Accelerator to gain an action point. And then I'm going to high speed impact the Arclight Sentinel with the Payload by pitching the Payload. No, I'm not going to boost. So that ends my turn. I'm going to Arsenal maximum velocity. And then... So I could block this and put maximum velocity on the bottom. Or I take 1 here. Or I take 2, actually. I go to 8. And then I go... So then I get to go T-Bone, Zipper Hit, 0 to 60, activate this, come in for 10. And then Arsenal maximum velocity number 2. I mean... It does not sound bad to me. I mean, if they have another Arclight Sentinel to flash in here, then I'm in pretty bad shape, but that's really about as bad as it gets for me.
So is the barrier only in front of me?
All right, looks like my opponent's thinking here.
So it's like a circle. Okay.
I was like, man, they were really in the tank about this. We will attack them for 2 with a T-bone. Intertesting. So they block with Crown.
Yeah.
We come in for 5. All right, well, we boosted over a Spark of Genius. We hit Teklo Core Payload. And we come in for 10 here, which is pretty solid. They block 5, take 5. Or no, they're going to block with their Tunic. So they're going to take 4, go to 2. We'll Arsenal this one. I mean, this hand, like, Omega has it.
I mean, yeah, I love Rotary Ram.
So, we're... Alright, so we have
Oh, I'm just not around.
the 2 resources.
I'm booping them hardcore.
Harley's booping somebody. So...
Oh no!
We put a high-speed impact on the bottom. If we draw a red payload, we're still fine. I'm just gonna go to 6 here. This hand is good enough to like push the game over the edge. So let's see. Lows this and then this, and this. So we're loading the barrel shot for in case there is another turn. Let's go ahead and get Phantasmal Footsteps out of the way. So if they don't want to pitch a card to block here, like, that's fine. But we're getting it out of the way. Oh, yeah, see, that's like... That is like magic Christmas land for us. So we'll come in for 3 go again here. Like, the fact that we got 2 maximum velocities off this game is just absolutely insane. I mean, we boosted over a lot of our red cards this game, so it's good that we did see them and were able to play them. Yeah, so like it's really good that we did see them. We boosted over a lot of red cards. Now we boosted quite a bit, but this matchup is not exactly one that I would define as close. This is a very favored matchup for us, I feel like. So they're still going to take 6 here even after the Spectral Shield. So, okay, so we got Prism in the last round. You know, I mentioned in the video I've only ever played against Prism once before, and it was just a shellacking. Kind of felt like the same thing here. You know, my opponent put on some pretty early pressure. on turn one, and then they had to swap to the whole, aura blocking out, trying to fatigue me plan, and they just didn't have enough life. They just don't have enough life in this format to be able to fatigue me or really try to make that a sustainable game plan. And so we were just able to run them over. Now, I'm not going to sit here and even pretend like I feel like it had anything to do with the fact that we just threw two maximum velocities. Drew two maximum velocities and I was able to play them on back-to-back turns. That single-handedly won me the game. Boosted over a lot of red cards, which can be a problem for Dash because, it is a blind flip most of the time. And so you're not really sure on what you're looking at or really, what you might flip, what you might banish, or what you might not. And so, hitting both my maximum velocities to be able to play them was very good, especially on back-to-back turns to be able to keep all the tempo that I had gradually kind of taken over the course of the game. Blitz Dash continues to feel like it always has, in my opinion. It's very explosive, it's very good, and it'll be a contender in any metagame in Blitz. I think there are some things that it just kind of gets outclassed by, but it's, you take a good pilot and somebody who knows how to play, and they could run this deck to a very good finish, in my opinion. The list could definitely be more refined and tweaked a little bit better, but overall, I really enjoyed the deck, and I'm looking forward to playing some more games with it. So this was Blitz Dash, guys. Thanks for stopping by. I hope you enjoyed the video. And as always, if there's any questions or comments, hit me in the comments below. Love to hear about it. Take it easy, guys.